And I'll just think, why are you saying that? And even on Facebook the other day, you know, there was somebody was trying to sell some products, and everyone was just like, oh, just attacking her. Well, why? And don't join this and don't do this. And I'm thinking, she's just trying to sell a product. You don't have to buy into it. You don't even have to buy the product, but you don't have to attack as well.
And
there's a whole lot of comments and whatever.
It.
But it's just that we put ourselves out there, but I don't think we actually take the time to think about everything. And social media is a pressure, because now a lot of things that we want to view are on social media. I have even our podcast. I have people, you know, because I have older people. People will be like, oh, I want to see it, but I don't have Instagram. So remember, we moved off of Instagram and went to YouTube.
But a lot of people don't really.
They don't tap into it.
They don't want. I feel like Instagram's for that quick fix. It's a bit like TikTok, a bit like Facebook. You'll scroll through. You'll watch like a 20-second video of a joke or 2 minutes. But anything over that, like you said, it's one of them boring. You start to fall asleep. So what we done, we moved it because, like you said, a lot of people couldn't view it. Now, people without a YouTube account can still watch it.
Yeah, exactly. And then now I even have people say, oh, but I want to leave a comment. And I'm like, okay, but you have to create an account. So you are limited with what you can do, but it's still, at least you can view. And then even if somebody verbally says to me, oh, okay, Ray, I watched this and this was a good point, it's still good. Do you know what I mean? But that's the thing. I think as well, social media, they're making it so that if you're not signed up to them, you're limited in what you can do. And at the same time, they're pushing more things on there. So it is the way that even if you don't have these accounts, you have to start generating them, because that's where everybody is.
Do you think there's a pressure to look a certain way on social media?
Definitely.
Do you think people are living a normal life, but they want to show you the best? And do you think young people are putting themselves in a situation where they want to be seen as something because they feel like they're being judged?
Every time.
Do you feel like kids now are more, just not kids, just all of us on social media? Do you think we're being judged constantly by what we do next?
Yeah, definitely. And I think the more that you're in the public eye, the worse it gets. And I think now as well, you can become a celebrity overnight now. You could just have one viral video and you are instantly famous everywhere.
Everyone's talking about it.
So and you're not prepared for backlash. You're not prepared for
you're coming fast.
You're not prepared for what comes next after that. So you could be, you know, wearing your little H&M clothes and
people are starting attacking you because of what you're wearing.
Why are you wearing H&M? Oh, is that all you can afford?
So
then all of a sudden you don't have money, but you want to go and buy the latest Balenciaga or the latest Gucci because now you want to fit that mold of looking a certain way on social.
Do you think creatives have more pressure than the average? So you know how before we was doing this, have you noticed that we've had the conversation a few times where we've gone, maybe we need to look a certain way when we're posting that. Yeah. Like for me, I've always posted what I buy. So you know me, trainers I'll spend a fortune on, and then clothes I'll get Boohoo. I don't care. I'll get ASOS because with Klarna, you can have an old wardrobe and pay off in 3 months.
I've never used.
Listen, Klarna is. Listen, I found Klarna in summer. No, I'm telling you, it's sick. So what I'll do is I'll only get a season in front. Okay. So in the summer I was getting winter. Then in the winter I get the summer clothes. Okay. And what you do is you pay like £60 a month, and you've got an old wardrobe for summer. But that's me, innit? Yeah. But you know me. I don't want to be wearing Balenciaga tops if I've got Balenciaga trainers. I'd rather have Balenciaga trainers and live within my means and have nice clothes that's from Boohoo. I even go Primark. I don't see the issue.
The thing is, it's about, you said it, live within your means. Don't get me wrong, if there's a pair of £200 shoes out there or £300 shoes, if it's £1,000, look, forget it, it's not worth it. Right?
Unless you're me, you can just save it up. You know, like spend 2 months saving.
No, let me not say that. If there's £1,000 pair of shoes that I really want, like I feel like I can't live without them,
I'm gonna get them.
I would buy them. Yeah. It's as simple as that. But I don't want to feel pressure because of what I see on the internet, to look a certain way, just because of social pressure. When I'm out and about and I do my work and whatever, I see a lot of young girls and guys standing outside of places like Chanel and Gucci and Dior, taking pictures.
They've got a bag. One of them's bought a coat. One's bought a coat, and the rest are there just chilling with bags.
No, but Eric, the shops haven't even been opened. The shops are closed.
Yeah, but they're outside.
You don't even have on a Balenciaga or whatever.
IKEA kitchens.
I don't know why I keep saying that because I like.
No, but IKEA kitchens. I've seen people chilling in IKEA kitchens making out the stairs.
Well, I was going to do that the other day when I was in IKEA. Not make out like it's mine, but I was going to take the picture.
Pressure!
I said to my daughter, I want to take a picture like in my kitchen. But people are actually doing it like they live there.
Influencers.
IKEA.
See you influencers, yeah? I saw something from...
It's IKEA.
IKEA. Stop flexing IKEA. You know, like, I've seen
Isn't
people...
It laughable?
I've gone to IKEA,
sorry,
yeah?
It really is.
I've gone to IKEA to get myself a shelf. That's how poor I am. I'll go just for a shelf. Walked in there, walking through. You know you've got to walk 6 miles just to get to the shelf, yeah? And there's a young person and a young girl in one of the beds, and they're doing a skit on Snap. Or maybe TikTok. I know is they're filming themselves in this bed like they're in the yard. They're in a yard. I'm like, it's smart, it's clever.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're all but are you using it for like what we're doing, a platform where you want to grow, or are you doing it for the clout of
like
friends thinking that's how you're living? Oh, we're in a hotel, hotel with our girl, and really you went IKEA for your mum. You know, like one of.
I mean, no, it's the pressure is real, and I'm telling you, the pictures that I'm seeing of these people, people that are out with their cameras and they're taking. They've got on, it's freezing outside and you've got literally no clothes on just for the sake of that one Instagram picture. And do you know what? I've even seen like in Selfridges where you have like them trying on the shoes and taking pictures like it's
but then they don't buy the shoes.
Yeah, they put the shoes back.
But then they get home and say, we bought the shoes. Where's the shoes, bro? And then 6 months later, I'd depopped them. But what should depop? I'll tell you later. There's loads of...
It's just too much. I mean,
influencers
it's fun, but it's
are
not...
the best flexers I've ever seen. Like, imagine flexing with no money.
But influencers, they get money though, don't they?
No! This is the joke, yeah? There's influencers with 20k views that can't afford their rent each month. They're becoming an influencer to get into a position where they can earn money off of it.
So they're faking it till they make it.
After the time, you get given a product, yeah? You're not paid to wear it. Like, you're not that level yet. Okay. You might have 2,000 followers.
Yeah.
So they're like, right, if you pay us £60 and then we'll send you out like a package. Wear it, show us off.
Oh, okay.
No, that's for instance. Like sometimes so from the last picture I post on my Instagram, a random 24,000 following added me and said DM us for a chance to feature, and then they're asking for £35 and they'll put me on their page. Brother, I am butters. Why are you trying to...
Maybe they like the picture.
They like the picture and they think that I can give them more followers and more viewers. Because when I went on there, it's all six-pack men, it's all women with like really good figures. So I'm like, hold on a minute, I don't fit this demographic. Yeah. So at what point, I feel like people were trying to manipulate who's watching. So for me, an influencer should be straight up. Yeah. I understand you want to influence, but you're asking other people for what they should do to influence you. It's like, bro, do some work. Looking pretty is not working.
Yeah, but that is
looking good is not.
That is what's going on Instagram now, though.
They're looking good, but they're not working. You know what I'm saying?
But they're getting views, and that's what they care about.
They care about views, but are the views paying your bills?
Yeah, but they don't care about that.
They just care about the clout.
They just care about the views, and then you never know. They might bag the girls might bag a. Now the girls might bag a cute guy or somebody who might see see them and be like, oh, because they look the part. Then they might just gain.
Police, fuck, let's go!
Oh, shut up! What are you trying to say?
Quick!
What are you trying to say? Because we're in Hackney, that the police would be knocking on the door? You're out of order, Erin.
It's all right. I'll make out. I'm not here.
You're out of order.
I'm joking. No, actually, that could come across a bit racist.
Yeah. No, it is. I'll take offence.
No, but it's not.
Right, anyway, let's get back to topic.
The stereotype was ruined that episode.
So anyway.
That's the nervous laugh, because you know she's got cocaina over there.
Oh, whatever.
No, that's mine. Big old chapel. What's that mean? What the goods?
Are you alright? We always get to a point in the podcast where there's just some...
No, you know what I've realised? We're now officially going to go into the next topic, but I don't remember the topic.
Ah,
So,
I do.
What is it?
Housing.
I don't think I'm ready for this still.
Why?
Because I've been trying to get an house for the last 20 years.
No, listen,
No,
serious. On a serious note though, we've been
As in?
looking at some bits, haven't we? Some videos of people that are really struggling through this pandemic.
I think I'm just going off what I see in Newham, and there's a renters union that my friend runs. I'm going to share it because she's trying to get fairer rents within Newham. I don't know how it is for your council, but she talks up a lot about the gentrification within areas of where all the people that have grew up in that area are slowly being felt like they're not meant to be there. And then you get pushed to a corner and asked to go Southampton, Portsmouth.
It's been happening for years, Ellen. It's been happening for years, but again, it's being highlighted now because of what we're going through right now with this whole COVID. So if you think about it, like I'm living in Hackney, and Hackney used to be what it is now. It never used to be anything like this. It's completely gentrified as far as I'm concerned. Okay,
I walked down the road today and it's just like, it's literally like being in E1. If I'm honest, it's like you're going in, it's like you're going into EC1 area.
Yeah.
It's like being
like
next
central.
to Box Park. Yeah, it is.
It's getting like central. And the thing is, it wasn't like that before. And a lot of people that I know have been pushed out of Hackney because the rents are too high. Even people on social housing where they're maybe on getting housing benefit and stuff like that.
The
actual rent so much.
The area.
Yeah, it's so high that even the benefit doesn't even cover their doesn't cover
basic
all
living.
Their basic living.
So
then
they can pay the rent and then just about have enough for electricity. And then people turn around and go, it's 2020, you shouldn't be struggling, you should get a job. So what happens if you ain't physically able to work and you've got kids to look after because the dad ain't there? The thing that I don't like is how judgmental people are. So when someone's struggling, it's a left-wing thing. And then it's, they're lazy, they're benefit frauds, mate, some people are so scared to go for help, they'd rather starve themselves and feed their kids. And for that to be in a country like this is embarrassing.
And the thing is as well, if you think about it, there are a lot of vulnerable people, and a lot of vulnerable people, you know, you might have English as a second language, you might just not be confident, because I feel like the system are so quick to be judgmental of you, and the moment that you have to go for benefits or go for citizens' advice.
Have you found, I think it's the generation before us that question the generation now, that you're lazy, you don't work hard. What they don't realise is we know our worth. We weren't following a structure of empire. People before us, let's be honest, they still respected the Queen. I don't respect the royal family. They can call it attack on the royal family. I don't care, royal blood, whatever. For me, I care about me and my people. Like the people that I see every day, that go to work in stress and struggle. The royal family ain't doing this. So why would I say, Queen and Country.
Everyone's fighting for themselves, mate.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But the thing is,
But we
they don't
help
make
each
it
other.
easy. Yeah.
We attack each other,
Yeah.
and they just sit there going, yeah, boys.
But the thing is, realistically, the government, they're not helping us. They're not helping people. They're making out, like right now, directly through this COVID, they're telling business owners and stuff like, we can give you grants, we could give you this, we could get, but you're already clawing back the money in other ways. People can't go into
imagine doing furlough pay and still getting taxed.
You're still getting taxed on your furlough.
So they're getting it back. When they say they're losing money, if everyone in this country who's on furlough is paying at least £400 tax minimum, and maybe more if you're higher brackets, right? At what point do you go, hold on a minute? So they've been getting money the whole time. So really, the money that they're giving me ain't really the full money.
Yeah, of course.
But they'll make it seem like you're pouncing off them.
And they're still going to be recuperating the money in other ways. So all the train fares, bus fares, they're all going up. Congestion charge now is every single day, plus the ULEZ. You've got things cost much more money. Like you're making
Did you see the new thing
money in other ways.
So they're saying because we're leaving the EU, all of our food is only imported. It's like a lot of butter and all that. It's going to go up by 40 pence and all that. I'm like, do you know when you're sitting there thinking, this country can definitely make butter. Like we've got cows in every field outside of London. Like I don't understand So what they're saying is there's not enough farming. There's not a. So if that was the case, from the moment we knew he was leaving, why didn't the government put into place where farmers can not only sell to the EU, but they have to sell to the UK first? So, like I said, we're always the last to matter.
Yeah, of course.
So as in...
Of course.
I don't like the thing where I'm having a conversation with people and it's like, you're in this position because you're lazy.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that work there. My dad, I think he signed on for 2 years, the whole time he's been on this earth. And he's proud to say that. Yeah? And that was between when my mum was ill and he looked after her. Then when he went back to work, he just works. He hates the job. And how many parents do we know, and friends that we know that are parents, work a job even though they don't love it, they don't like it, they're just doing it.
Many people.
And they pay off their mortgage because they know what their kids need for the next step.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's
but
about making sacrifices. But you know, and that's the whole point. So when it comes to the housing, if you have a look, people try very hard to get that first mortgage, get on the property ladder, you know, make sure that they've got enough for their children, enough space for them and whatever. So they try hard, they put all their money into everything, even if they can't necessarily afford it. They want that stepping stone to make sure that they, you know, made the sacrifices so that their children can benefit. Or even if you haven't got children, you still want to feel like you're making some sort of achievement.
You want some, you know that. So the way I see it, I've been looking into deposits for a yard, right? And 30 grand I need to have minimum, unless I want to do part buy. So like you get a percentage of the build. So for me, you get a percentage, then you can buy in more and more if they allow you, right? So you've never got control. There's all these people that have leased land off of Newham Council. I'm going off of my area, built all these new things, and if I do private rent, they're telling me 1,700 for a studio or a one-bedroom flat in these new builds.
Wow.
That when I take a shit, the neighbour can hear me. Mate, you able to flush, mate? No, I'm saying.
The thing
it's disrespect. You're disrespectful. Like, everything's about profit. There was a poor woman on LBC, I think I sent you it, where she'd done a Help to Buy, and the cladding needs changing, and they've asked her for 15k. Because she apparently owns it, bro. She's still buying
it. And
the
thing is, why not? You probably sold it to her for so much money. Why did you not just put proper cladding on there in the damn first place? Why is she now having to spend 15,000?
She has to spend 15,000 because of the builders and the government not doing their jobs
in the first place.
But she's had to scrape and scrape to probably get at least 15k deposit for an house she'll probably never own anyway. Let's be honest.
And she's not
Half the
working
time you're
now.
paying it. She's not working.
She was made redundant, and now she's literally on the verge of being homeless and has to go live back at her dad's. What are the government doing to help people?
She's not going to
like
get
that?
a deposit back.
Of course,
15k.
And you know what she said?
Never hers.
She said that it wouldn't have been so bad if they weren't stringing her along. They kept making her pay, knowing that she was going to incur all of these. Yeah.
And they
it's
said
a liberty.
She said minimum 15k. That's not including the extra charges for labour and all that. So basically, there's all these landlords and there's people that have loads of money.
Yeah.
That's all right for them.
Yeah.
It's like an extra day's work.
Yeah.
But for us lot that grew up with families that were in a council estate, us trying to get out of that environment, you want us to just sit there. The generation before us, I get upset that they was offered houses for 10k in them, and they never took it. I say to my mum constantly, the house that they've got near Canning Town fucking station, I said to them, put me on the rent, put me on the rent book, I will pay for your rent. And then when you get like a pension home, go over there, a pension age, I'll take this on and I'll buy it off the council. Because I know that moving forward, that will be worth more than having, I could literally rent that out or sell it on in about 3 years' time after the gentrification's finished, because they're still building. They're building all new ones all the way down Canning Town. From Canning Town, you've seen them, haven't you? So once they've finished all that, they're going to start pushing into the inner areas. And once they've finished it, that house alone will be worth at least 400 grand. And it's not even got stairs. It's just got a big garden.
But the thing is as well,
but they won't allow you.
They won't allow you. And what also annoys me is that you're building all of these new properties. You're not even building them to any good standing. Like
it's quick.
They're very quick.
It's not even brick walls. Have you seen? They've got like panels. Yeah. It's a panel bloody building. It's a panel, and they put a panel up. It's like fucking Lego. Yeah. And it's like.
But the thing is, Erin, they're building them. They're charging a fortune for them, and they know already that the most of the people, the local people or whatever, are not going to be able to afford it. And then what they're doing is they're then having property investors or whatever buying them, and then they're empty, and people need to live somewhere. Like, so many people are waiting to be housed.
And how many builds have you gone past that they've all built? There's like half of full. So where my friend lives at Royal Wharf, right? One side is full of people, council. The other side's private. It's all empty, not one light on. Empty properties, empty, because they're waiting. They're waiting for all this to blow over, and then they'll do 1700, or they'll do an HMO, and they'll start breaking up the flats into like 4 or 5 housing bedrooms, and say, here you go. 2 of you can have an ensuite because the master bedroom will put another one in now. It's so scummy.
It is. And at the end of the day, it's already hard enough as it is for the average Joe to get onto the property ladder or to try and, step up their game. So what I'm saying, and you're making it harder for us, like you're making it harder for people. Do you understand? Like I
don't know how they can turn around and say, I don't know why the crime rate's so high in this borough and that borough. Maybe because you put everyone in a corner. Have you ever thought that maybe people just step back, see their parents struggling and go, you know what? The job, I could do a job for £8 an hour, or I could do over a weed house and have flipping £2 grand in my square. What would you choose? And that's like, let's be honest, morals away, if you see people around you struggling, and the only way you can see out is not through education and more debt. No one wants another 60k debt because their profession would be a doctor, their profession would be a psychologist, a social worker. All these 5-6 year things they give you and all this charging they put on you, they put it on your back. So it's a weight. Even though it's not a proper debt, it's there. So when you do finally get a job, they're starting to take their cut, and you realise that you might not even get a job for another 7 years after graduating. You might be stuck.
You might not even get a job.
There might be 18 of you trying to get the same job because...
And I was having this conversation, and we were talking about the fact that a job that's worth 30 grand, they will now only
It's
pay
normal now.
20 grand for it, because they know that people are overqualified,
Yeah.
people are desperate for the work, and they're going to take a cut, a lower cut in pay, because they really want the job. So this is happening across the board now. So then if you're taking a lower wage, even though you're overqualified, how on earth are you going to get yourself onto the property ladder? How is it going to work? Because you have to be having 4 times your income. Is it 4 times your income,
so
or
you
something
have to,
like that?
so
to
basically,
get a mortgage?
when I went for a rent to buy, I went for one last year, and I wasn't going to give them more than 5k for a deposit. And that's when you're doing the it's help to buy, but you buy a share in that flat, and then obviously you can buy it off the developers over time.
Right, okay.
I thought, you know what, a lot of people have done it and actually done well. So I went for it, and because my job as a single man didn't hit the target, they rejected me. But I went, but I can pay. Like, you're asking for 700 a month. I can pay that easy, bro. Like, it's easy for me. Look, that's my wages without overtime. That's without me doing extra work on the side of what I do. Like, what you're saying is, you're pressing a button on something they've made unclear. So, if I'm on 30 grand a year just on my legal job, I'm not saying I'll do anything illegal, because obviously when you do something that isn't paying tax, they class that as illegal because this country is wasteland. But let's be honest, I could be selling clothes on the left and working my pay job and paying my tax. Yeah. So if all that comes together and it's 35 to 40k a year, why can't you see that? I've showed you my bank statements. So for you to reject me again shows me that you don't care about where I go. I've been bidding on property since I was 18 in Newham. Not once have I been offered one. They could offer me the deadest flat and I'd take it. Because I know that down the line, after 5 years, I can offer to buy it off them. That's all I want, the opportunity. You're not giving no one nothing.
But they're changing the way that they deal with housing stock anyway. So at the end of the day, you have a lot of people that are in temporary accommodation, you have a lot of homeless people, and then you have a lot of empty houses. You have a lot of empty houses. There isn't, I can't see where a genuine effort is being made to actually take people off the streets, or to house families that are living in overcrowded properties, that are, living, that there's overcrowding going on in properties. I
hated that. You saw how upset I was when I had to move on.
They're just not doing enough. And now that we've had this whole pandemic, or we're going through this pandemic, a lot more people are going to be on their face. A lot more people are going to be struggling. And where are they going to go? And what are they going to do? How is the government going to help these people?
Self-employed people.
How are they?
I've got friends that are self-employed, and I've also got friends that are PAYE, but even he said to me, if he was still self-employed, he would be up shit's creek. He's got a mortgage, 2 kids, a missus.
There's a lot of people.
He's got a
like
family
that.
to look after.
And the thing
millions.
And the thing is, people will be self-employed because they're trying to do better for themselves. They're trying to make a living. They're trying to get themselves out of that stereotype of just that standard 9 to 5. Yeah. They want a little bit more for themselves, which everybody you should want that for yourself. Yeah. And people are actually trying to make a conscious effort to do it, but then they're getting stopped in their tracks, and there's obstacles everywhere because the government are making it harder for people to succeed.
Even get onto the ladder.
To get onto the ladder, like, why is it so hard?
Has got onset dementia, and even she said to me, good luck.
Wow.
She said good luck to me, because she said when she was younger, so the place where she lives now, they offered it to her for 7k.
Okay.
My granddad was like, he worked on the docks. He had money, He could have bought that after 2 weeks' wages. In all honesty, he could have.
Yeah.
And if he had bought that now, my name would have been made. She could have sold that.
But why did she buy it?
Because back then, it was follow the suit, weren't it? Remember, there's a certain time. Back in the day, there was a certain generation. There's a lot of generations before us that was never taught that. If you're never taught that, why would you go into it? Your comfortability would be to work, pay for your family, die one day.
And I think as well, remember, the value of money is it was different back then.
It's different.
Where you might have had 10 grand, or your house might have only been your house has been sold for 7 grand. At that time, it's a lot of money.
At that time, that 7k would be about 30-40 grand.
Yeah.
Roughly. I know that's not correct. It's not correct, all right? Older people, I know I'm not correct.
But then when you think of the value now of properties and where they're going, it's like you just think, you think, oh my gosh, like my property was, I could have had it for 50 grand. And because some people have bought their property when it was 50 grand and now it's worth 450 grand.
I've got a friend that lives in Canning Town, and he's lucky that his family bought into it. Years ago.
Okay.
It's theirs.
Yeah.
So when it comes to selling there, they're laughing. Yeah. Or even if they want to keep it for the next generation, they're laughing because they've got it and they got in. You need to have people around you that know the system.
Exactly. Or you've got to know for yourself.
You've got to go out there and look for it.
And this is what
these days you can, but
back then,
where was there to show you the different routes that you could take?
But and this is how we can kind of put everything in together. Like now, okay, there's a lot of information out there that we are failing to see, okay, because we are distracted by social media and other mainstream media and things that they want us to do. Sit down and through this pandemic, people are sitting down watching Netflix, I've said this before, where you could be reading books or educating yourself or being around people, going to support groups and stuff like that, where you can find out information about certain things, how to buy properties and what's the latest laws. I'm just saying.
No,
so
true.
The point that I'm making is that they bombard us with all this distraction, okay, and we're missing the vital components that are being that need to be put together in order to make that step to the next level. Okay, it's not through fault of our own, but it's through habit, and it's through habit that they have actually created for us. Okay,
and you get stuck into that system.
And you get stuck into that system. And for those people, and I've said to to somebody that I was having a conversation with, that right now at the end of this whole thing, it's survival of the fittest. It's only the fittest that will survive this and be able to move on to different heights still with a struggle, but with less of a struggle than those that have completely missed the boat. And those people that have completely missed the boat, unfortunately for you, you are going to just have to comply with everything that they offer you, because
there's no other way out. And it's not even through fault of your own. It's the way that the system has designed it, and people have just been captured into it, and now they're going to suffer that consequence. It's not just a drug dealer's term when they call it the trap.
Yeah. Oh,
it's been around before drugs.
Definitely not.
The trap is a thing that we connect into, and I think we need to go into that further down the line. I think that's another conversation, definitely.
100%. Because again, we're now, okay, so now lockdown is over officially today, yeah?
It was over for me since July. Go out getting pissed.
But the shops are actually open now. I've been seeing some of the shops while they've been preparing for opening, and they've put up all the Christmas displays, they've put all of their items on sale, and now because people have been on lockdown, they haven't really been in lockdown.
No, but they've been staffed for the Christmas shop.
Yes.
You know how people close to October, November, these times there, you want to go shopping, get the Christmas stuff done.
So what's going to happen
I'm waiting
now?
until late December now to go out and smash it in. Hopefully it ain't another lockdown, otherwise it's all Amazon, and I'll get it New Year's.
But, all right, people have been shopping online, but what I'm saying, that people like to physically go out,
I love going
try
to the
stuff
shop.
on, they want to go and have coffee, and whatever. So now people are going to be rushing out, and their mind, they're not going to care whether they've got money or not.
They'll go and get that.
It's just going to be that impulse to buy,
and
because they've been deprived of being able to do it for the last, they haven't had any freedom. So it's that, and again, it's part of the system, the way that it's designed, because you starve us, you take it, you remove it from us, and the moment that it's available to us again, we run out, and it's like, now you go and get that quick fix that you've had to.
And the businesses need to take you on. But I know morally they don't. Sometimes they're probably going, "No, this is morally wrong," but they know if they don't do it, it's like
Of course.
Dorothy Perkins and all that. They're all going into administration.
Yeah, Debenhams.
God.
Debenhams, yeah.
But that geezer that owns it, that's an old bloody episode to him. Oh, pervert. I told you, we feed industries that just full of pervs, but it's what it is.
Yeah.
That's another episode. I'm not saying names, so you can't do me for defamation.
Yeah. And I think on that
Defamation.
That's my favourite word to you, isn't it? Erin, remember defamation.
Remember, sometimes I go to say something, she goes, "Don't do it, they'll get you."
But Erin's like, I don't care.
I don't care. I'll use my blue eyes to my advantage. Or if you see me.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Don't ruin our lives again. No, but it's definitely been interesting.
Yeah, it's been an interesting topic. Oh my god, I feel like I could still talk for another 2 hours, but you know, we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it.
I'll take it next week.
No, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got another week. We've got another week, so we'll have another episode.
After that, I need to try and find.
And then what's happening?
I need to find a replacement for 2 weeks. No, it's more than 2. How many?
I'll discuss it with you off camera.
If you're gone for a month, I'm just gonna have to use the host. I'll have to use someone.
No, listen, nothing's happening. We're gonna spice it up a little bit. We're gonna jazz it up a little bit.
You're probably gonna come back and go, "Ooh, why did I let you two do it?"
We'll be doing half and half, like putting this.
You know what I might have to do? I might have to bring the laptop,
yeah,
and then just have you on the thing, and we'll just look round at you and go, "Oh, yeah, she's still there." Whoops.
There with me there on the video.
So, yeah, you'll probably end up having me, Josh, and you.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be fun.
We'll work it out
because you're going to have two you're going to have 2 lads.
Yeah.
You're going to be fun. There. She's going to be bullying us.
It's going to be fun. Of course, I'll be on holiday, like sitting on the beach somewhere, like, hurry up!
She'll be in a bikini, like, what are you doing? We'll go, well, Josh is watching you. I'm just trying to let you know. I'm not, because I'm legit. But he is. Josh, stop recording her.
But yeah, and on that note, I think
we'll trust me.
We'll end it. But yeah,
we've got
some stuff coming up, and yeah, you guys will meet Josh, and it should be all good. But you'll see us next week. You'll see us next. You'll see us.
Josh is me. Josh is me. That's what I've got to say. Actually, yeah, that's all I'm going to leave it as.
Let's leave it at that.
Leave it at that. This was actually a really good episode.
Yeah, very, very happy.
Just before we go.
Yeah.
Nitty Patel. I'm going to call her Nitty Patel because I think she's a crackhead on the quiet. That's why she's getting very chubby.
Pretty.
Nitty Patel. Nitty.
Yeah, what about?
She's a nitty.
What about her?
About the deportation with no documentation, so they're calling everyone murderers and rapists. So you're telling me all the people that you just deported today are all that, yeah? With no information and no proof. But we're meant to believe you. If someone's born here, you can't deport them. There's nowhere to deport to, mate. If it's their parents doing it, maybe. But imagine being born here and then getting deported.
It's just a whole...
to an island that you might not even have family on. Anyway, that's another one.
It's another story.
I had to bring it up because...
We're coming back with that one, definitely, 100%.
Nitty Patel.
Right.
Nits.
Okay.
That's why she sits there going...